ever felt torn between extremes? Like maybe you want to reach for the stars professionally, but you really love your quiet country life. Or maybe you want to have 3 children, but you love the freedom of being childless. There is a DBT skill that helps with that. It comes from Buddhism and is called the middle path. Before the Buddha became the Buddha, he was a prince who lived in a palace surrounded by luxury. And there was this prophecy that the prince would become a great spiritual leader, and his father, the king, didn't want this. So he kept all suffering away from him and made his life very comfortable so that he'd never want for anything else. But the prince had a curious mind and wanted to experience more. And he left the palace and saw new things: an old man, a sick person, a corpse, and an ascetic who helped to inspire him. And long story short, after experiencing extreme comfort in the palace and extreme deprivation outside the palace, he came up with the idea of the middle path, which is the path that avoids both self-indulgence and self-mortification. You can visualize this like a ukulele. When I was a little kid, I was probably like 5 years old, I got a ukulele for Christmas, and I'm sure you either had one or you knew somebody who had one, right? So this plastic string needed to be tight enough to create a beautiful resonant sound, but if it's overly tight, boop, it's going to break. So you're looking for the sweet spot of not too much, not too little, or the Goldilocks zone. When we are in a program of self-growth, personal growth, spiritual growth, or whatever you want to call it, it can be tempting to map out the whole journey and not allow for any divergence. If we fall off the wagon, we call it a failure, and the whole journey stops. So raise your hand if you've been down that path, right? I think that's everybody. So the middle path is different. It doesn't require you to be totally disciplined, a teetotaler, or perfect. You don't have a choice between perfection and failure. You just have to avoid the extremes. Doesn't that already feel easier, more attractive, and more doable? The middle path is a way of focusing on moderation, mindfulness, and intention. We live in a goal-oriented society, and walking the middle path is more about walking today in a good way rather than getting there. It's about being present, being different from yesterday, and staying non-judgmental and accepting of what this day brings. Do you know how to eat an elephant? It's one bite at a time. So walking the middle path is that. There may be a huge task in front of you, but you're just doing what you can in moderation day to day. It's a way to avoid extremes that can be dysregulating and risky while still accepting things as they are and creating change. Some examples of the middle path are work-life balance. You're productive, but you also have leisure and social time. Balancing doing and being is another one. Lots of us are human doings instead of human beings. We don't have to be busy and productive all the time. We need rest. Self-denial and self-indulgence is another example. Self-denial is miserly, and self-indulgence can lead to gluttony or sloth, and none of those are great. We want to have fun and enjoy life while also being disciplined and wise. I also see the middle path as being a path of wholeness. It's embracing the yin and the yang, allowing for contradictions, and swimming freely in dialectics. It's not the easiest thing to do, but when you're there, you find that you're more compassionate, open, accepting, more whole and peaceful. If this helped you, consider subscribing or sharing with someone who might need a little more balance in their life. And if you'd like more support, join my virtual DBT group and get serious about making these skills a part of your lifestyle. See you next time.